We've been limping along, but we finally made it to the All-Star break. On this week's show, we'll talk about the roller coaster that this team continues to ride and an outlook for after the break. Then, it might be time to have a serious conversation about a certain AAA outfielder. I'll tell you the latest on one current prospect who may be close to their debut. And, considering the latest reports, are the Guardians out on selling at the deadline? We'll give you the breakdown on that and so much more, coming up next.
3 guys, 2 generations, 1 baseball team. Just when you thought there were too many mediocre Guardians podcasts, we're here to bring you one more. This is the Die Hard Guards podcast with your hosts Brent, Tim, and Zian.
This is the Die Hard Guards podcast. I'm your host, Brent, here with my father, Tim.
Hey.
No Zian today. He's off seeing the Superman movie.
What? Zian's out.
We'll expect a full report from him on the movie. Fully shot in Cleveland, by the way, so it's relevant. We're gonna get into a little breakdown of him next week on the show.
He's such a Cleveland fan. He has to see the movie shot in Cleveland.
But first, this episode is brought to you, as always, by our friends at FOCO. FOCO is a leading manufacturer of officially licensed sports collectibles. They offer an incredible range of product options, from bobbleheads to apparel and more. Find the best Cleveland Guardians gear at FOCO.com. That's FOCO.com. Or click on the link in the description below and use code DHGuards10 to save 10% at checkout. Offer applies to in-stock FOCO products only. Pre-order items do not apply. Find your fandom with FOCO.
Get those bobbleheads, folks.
Gotta get them. You gotta get them while you can. Get them while you can. I know the All-Star Game bobbleheads just came out.
Wow.
They're pretty sick.
Nice.
I would imagine. I didn't do a big deep dive, but I would imagine Jose's in there somewhere.
Definitely is in there.
I mean, Stephen Kwan, obviously, also. So let's start things off. Our Good Vibes Guard of the Week. I think this one has been unanimously voted. Wendy Manzardo is our Good Vibes Guard of the Week.
Absolutely.
Kyle Manzardo's mom, finally, they received the great news that they got a donor match for a heart transplant, and by all accounts, the transplant was successful on Tuesday, July 8th. They've been waiting since 2022.
And we're wishing you a speedy recovery.
Speedy recovery, quick and painless. Hopefully you're back on your feet soon. And on that note, Kyle Manzardo, in his 4 games back since the transplant, he's got 3 hits, 2 of them home runs, 3 walks, and that's good for a 1.067 OPS. So,
wow.
Yeah, the Manzardo family is our Good Vibes Guards of the week.
And a big home run on Sunday.
Huge home run. Well, it almost didn't matter, but huge home run. Yeah, to tie up the game, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm sorry, to take us
to a one-run
to a
lead.
one-run lead. Yeah,
big,
and then of course
big hit.
Benintendi tied it up, but whatever. So yeah, the Manzardo family are Good Vibes Guards of the week. So let's get into what?
Wait a minute, don't I get to do mine?
Oh, you have one also?
Yes.
Okay, I thought we were unanimous with the Manzardo family.
Well, I am. I am unanimous with that, without a doubt.
Yeah, go for it.
No, my good vibe player of the week, I want to give a shout out because listen, even winning 6 out of 7, that the whole team, great job coming back after that 10-game skid.
Yeah, way to bounce back.
To
Well
get
done.
6 out of 7.
Well done. Very
Seriously, well done. What else can you do? You got to keep fighting. The front office is not making changes, so you guys got to keep fighting for yourselves. So great job with that. But during that stretch, we still haven't exactly been crushing the baseball. Let's face it. We've been getting some really good pitching, better defense, and scoring some timely runs throughout that. So it's definitely been a better performance, but not a bigger performance statistically speaking, as far as the way guys are hitting. We're just getting timely hits now. We're with runners on. We're actually driving some runs in.
With the exception of in that Astros series, we hit 10 home runs.
Yes.
So that, I mean,
But it was like the
short
only,
porch.
But it was the only 10 hits we had, I think. So, I'm just saying.
Those Crawford boxes,
Yes, we'll take it.
Yeah. They
But-
loved us.
But that being said, Nolan Jones, in his last 7 games, which are the 7 games we are talking about, hitting 304 with a 429 on base.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
I think he had another hit today.
Yep. So keep it up. Keep it up. We
well
need that.
done.
We need that solid number 2 hitter to stay in there. I still
tell you
think
what.
Jose should be up there hitting number 2 so he could get more at bats to get his 40-40-40 season going. But and I think he's going to take some heat for it. But Jose saying no to the All-Star game to stay back and get healthy.
I get it.
Just rest up for the second half. What else can you say about Jose? What a Cleveland player Jose Ramirez is.
Yep.
Again, I'm the one who's always says it on this show. I've said it a bunch of times. His agent should have been fired as soon as he signed that contract. It's one of the most team-friendly deals ever signed in Major League Baseball for a player the caliber of Jose Ramirez. So the fact that he wanted to stay and do a deal like that with the Guardians is phenomenal.
And now here he is
And
turning down
here
an
he is,
All-Star
turning down an
appearance.
All-Star to stay healthy.
Yeah.
And
Good for him.
so the team should do the right thing in return for all of his dedication to the team and hit him second and give him more at bats so that he can chase 40-40-40.
Yeah. So let's talk about the 10-game skid. We'll just touch on it real quick. A few things.
Do we really want to revisit that?
We kind of have to.
I
Just a few things that stood out to me. In those 10 games, we only scored 15 total runs. And as a team, we carried a 498 OPS.
Yeah, it was not good.
It doesn't get much worse. 64 left on base doesn't help in that span.
And I think that was the big one. That's the difference between these last 7 games and the 10 before that.
Yeah.
Is when guys are getting into scoring position, we're having more success getting them in.
Yep. And then you go on to sweep the first place Astros. I mean, like I said, 10 home runs, and the funny thing for me is, you as a team you carried a 198 batting average on balls in play. So, of all the baseballs that you put in play as a team, you hit 198. I mean that means that things were just going your way.
Right.
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 And you faced a lot of good arms in this series.
That's where I say the 10 home runs we hit may have been the only 10 hits we had.
And you did it against guys like Hunter Brown. I mean, he's a Cy Young candidate this year. 6 hits, 6 earned, 2 home runs in 6 innings. You touched him up. Josh Hader, one of the best known relievers of the last decade. 3 earned, gave up a home run in his 1.2 innings of work. Bennett Sousa, lesser known, having a really good year. Reliever, gave up 3 hits, 2 earned in his 1 inning. And Brandon Walter, another lesser known guy, who's having actually a really good year for like a number 4 starter type.
How many of those guys are lefties?
Of these guys, I think one.
Yeah, one.
One of them. Yep.
We're definitely better against righties. I was going to say, that 10-game skid, we saw a bunch of left-handed. And don't get me wrong, we're not done seeing lefties. Let's face it. People are going to line up their lefties to face us. They're going to do it. I mean, everyone knows we don't look good against left-handed pitching, so they're going to keep coming after us. But so we have to get better at that. And at the very least, we don't do a terrible job of getting runners on base. We do have guys who take walks. We do have guys who can steal bags. We just don't get them in. And really, until this last 7 games here, we've struggled. And I'm not gonna say it's over, folks. I'm defending. I love what we did in these last 7 games, but I'm not saying we're about to turn the whole season around, because the numbers aren't saying we're just a way better hitting
Right.
team in these we've turned it around in these 7 games.
The entire
That's not
body
what
of
it's
work.
saying.
You have to look at the entire body of work. The small sample size of the 10-game losing streak is just that, a small sample size. The small sample size of the last 7 games where we
Right.
found more success is just that small sample size.
Yeah, it really has been just more timely hitting. It really has.
We are without a doubt somewhere in the middle. I think
Yeah.
somewhere
so,
between
too.
that 10-game losing streak and the last 7 games.
We're somewhere in the middle.
We're somewhere in the
exactly.
middle.
Which it makes for a lot of interesting conversations going forward. Because to be
Right.
honest with you, you guys all know how we feel on this show. We feel like we should have, chased a louder, and these guys, they should have been up. Like we should have already made some moves.
Right.
We already understand who a lot of guys are as hitters and as players. Brian Rocchio, who's actually had a really good
Since he's been
run,
back up,
since
he
he's
looks
been back
good.
up. He looks good, but to trust after 2 years of watching Brian not be able to hit, do we trust that
Right.
that's going to continue?
Is it sustainable?
I don't think so.
I think,
But I would love it if it did. It'd be great. It'd make life a lot easier for everybody in the front office and in the dugout if he did. But I don't know you can trust that that's the case. And so we feel like there's been other guys who should have gotten some shots. That's how we feel on the show. I mean,
Right.
we realized you got to make moves when you're not playing well. And we didn't play well for such a long period of time that we kind of got ourselves out of the playoff hunt. Now, that being said, we're in 4th place in the division, but that's only a half a game out of 2nd place. So it's really a tight race between 2, 3, 4. So we're still in that hunt to get back into the division. As far as and really, it's about the wild card spot now, right? So we are 4.5 games out of the wild card spot. What is keeping our front office going in the direction they're going now, where we're not going to make moves, we're riding it out with this team, because I think they feel that the numbers can't get worse. Okay, the pitching is getting better, starting pitching is getting better, so. If we get some guys healthy, in the bullpen, if guys start to turn around at the plate, you never know, right? And you're only 4.5 game out of the wild card. So, and the teams above you in the wild card, Texas, Seattle,
Tampa,
Kansas City, these are not Minnesota, Tampa Bay.
LA.
These are not juggernauts. These are not teams that have been tearing it up all season. Half of them had to catch us during our big losing streak.
I think
during our 10-game skid, they had to
Right.
catch up to us and pass us. So it's not like they're exactly tearing the cover off the ball either.
Right.
So we are technically, folks, I hate to we're still in it. And it's not that I hate to tell you that. It's that I know this front office with their business plan, with their business model, I know what that means. That means we are staying with what we got, regardless of how they're playing right now. So it's frustrating. It's frustrating, but we do love a lot of players on this team. So we do hope they can turn around. I hope Brian Rocchio has a great second half. I really do. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I want nothing more than for these guys to completely turn it around and have do exactly what Detroit did last year, right? Make a big run in the second half, maybe even sell off a piece and still make a big run in spite of it. When you look at the standings, Detroit, Houston, and Toronto are your division leaders right now, with New York, Boston, and Seattle as your 3 American League wildcards. Quite honestly,
we're only 4.5 back behind Seattle. We're only 4.5 behind Seattle. So it's not like this is not out of reach for us to be that 3rd wild card.
The group that you are competing with at this point for those that last wild card spot, really. Tampa, who's been on fire. Texas, who has been similar to us in that they're extremely inconsistent. They're not getting much production at the plate. Their pitching is decent, and their bullpen's been okay. The Angels, they were on a tear for a little while, but they're up and down. Minnesota, you can't guarantee that they're going to stay healthy. Kansas City is really young and inexperienced, and they don't have much in the way of bullpen pitching. And honestly, after their the fourth spot in that lineup, it's kind of a pretty steep drop off. So you are technically still in it, and
but listen, I'm just
it is unfortunate though. It really is unfortunate because without the definitive answer, the front office is going to be able to justify not doing anything again.
Well, again, I don't even know if it's justifying. When you put the logic to it, think and listen. Even Tampa Bay, who's only a game and a half behind Seattle, Tampa Bay went 2-8 this last 10. They're not a juggernaut.
Right.
They were the hottest team. I agree until this last 10 games, their last 10 games before the All-Star break. So yeah, everyone, I get it. I wish we would not have gone on a 10-game skid. We'd really be in the hunt for the wild card still if we wouldn't have. But the fact that we did. But I will say this, and I know
they needed it though.
I know
this team needed that wake up call.
Maybe it is the wake up call.
And I don't know if that's going to
turn
turn things around. I don't know if that's going to turn the tides because, like we've talked about before, I don't think that this lineup is uber talented.
I think. Look, we just watched a 4-game series against Chicago, against the White Sox, who is one of the worst teams in baseball.
They took us to 2 extra inning games.
I don't think
that
our
was
offense
miserable.
is much better than their offense. I really don't. I think our starting pitching and our bullpen is better than theirs.
Right.
Definitely. But lineup wise, and we have Jose Ramirez
right.
and Stephen Kwan, and Nolan Jones played really well during those games. So we had a handful of guys who were hitting well, which kept us in the game. But even Steven and Jose didn't have great series. I mean, we didn't exactly tear this up on a team that we should have really beat.
A team that we should have steamrolled. I mean,
yes.
Taking 3 out of 4, regardless. Taking 3 out of 4 is exactly what you need to do.
That's right. You have to.
You win every series. You try to win every series. That's
it. And that's what you got to do the rest of the season. It's about winning the series.
Absolutely.
It's not about winning every game or going on a 10-game run. It's about winning every series.
But when you get a chance to go into the All-Star break against Chicago, I mean, you have to take advantage.
Yes.
And again, I'm happy about the series. I'm happy that they finished strong. But going extra innings, 2 of 4 games against the Chicago White Sox, and they were not playing well. It's not like they were. It's not like they came out hitting
either. Yeah.
You know.
No, I just think. Listen, and again, I know what you said about the justification by the front office now of not doing anything, but it's more than that because think about this. If you're in the front office, this is a strategy game, right? Because you do have a business plan. I personally don't agree with our business plan. I think again, you've heard us say it a bunch of times. We leave kids in the minor leagues too long. They get used to playing at that level of baseball instead of playing at the major league level of baseball. I think we ruin players doing what we do, but that's a different topic than what we're talking about. With this team we have right now, our problem is this. Because we're still in the hunt, even if we're not playing well, right? The big trades, everyone's been talking about, Class A might go to the Phillies or Class A or you're going to trade Jose to the Mets. They're going to do all these things, right? And yes, for a Class A, for a Stephen Kwan, for a Jose Ramirez, you could bring in a haul. I mean, you could bring in you could build your team for the next who knows how many years just with one of those guys. But the reality of it is, right now, no matter who you trade for from any of those guys, it still doesn't help you get in the playoffs. It doesn't. Not any more than the team you have right now, because you're going to trade them away for guys who are going to come play AAA for you. And again, I go back to the way we treat our AAA, AA guys. We leave them rot down there for so long. They get used to being those players. So why would we want to bring more guys in to leave down for 1,000 at-bats in AAA? Like, no. Why do that? So I am even against them at this point making these crazy trades because it's not going to make us a better team to make a playoff run right now. Okay, if you're going to make a trade because you're looking to improve to make a run right now, so be it. But getting rid of Class A or Jose or Kwan or something is not and getting a AAA guy in return is not going to help you do that. So
Right.
if you really want to make those moves, if we fall apart the rest of the season and you don't bring up DeLauder and you make all the mistakes you could possibly make as a front office, well, you can make the trades in the winter and still get the same haul for these all-star caliber players that you would have gotten halfway through the season. It makes no sense to make those trades now.
I understand that, and I think, obviously, like you just said, we fully disagree with a lot of things that they've been doing organizationally.
We do.
But I understand that starting these talks now, it's going to plant a seed for when talks pick back up in the winter. So I get it from the negotiation standpoint. And we're going to get into a little bit more of this in a little bit. But I'm also of the camp that if somebody comes to you in the next couple weeks and blows you away, you don't hesitate. And I think that is a possibility depending. I think there are only two teams that is a possibility for, and I think it's the Dodgers and the Cubs. I think we're talking about two teams that are both going to be in the hunt for the number one record in the National League, but also teams that are really looking to win right now. And a team like the Dodgers, they have a lot of top-end prospects who they tend to use as trade chips because they know they don't necessarily have to promote from within. They can afford to go out and sign a top free agent or trade for,
win now
Mookie
guys.
Betts.
Win now guys.
So, and the Cubs are in a similar boat. They have a really good farm system, and a lot of those guys are blocked by some really good young players who are going to be there for a long time. So,
and listen, I
don't
disagree.
If the offers are there, you take them. But
if this team,
it's not looking like they're there.
But listen, folks, if this Guardians team falls apart in the second half of the season, at any point during the winter, you can make those exact same trades, and
potentially with more value.
And
if
there's
we're being totally honest.
And again, they can blow you out of the water with a trade offer, but nothing they're giving you is helping you win this year. Nothing you're getting in return for any of those players is helping you win this year. It's not that kind of trade that you'd be making.
Just depends on where the leverage is. There's one thing I want to touch on real quick before we get out of here for our first break. Against fastballs this year as a whole, and I'm not talking just the last few series, as a whole, as a team this year against the fastball, the Guardians are miserable. They only have two players with a positive run value versus a fastball.
We really don't hit fastballs well.
And quite honestly, you would never be able to guess one of them. Jose Ramirez is one. He's a positive 5. And the other, no, it's not Stephen Kwan. It's Daniel Schneemann.
Yeah.
So,
And to be honest with you, I doubt many of those are against left-handed fastballs.
No,
I'm pretty sure
it's not.
We may not have hit a left-handed fastball yet this year.
I think a lot of Schneemann's fastball hitting abilities is him swinging early in the count. I mean, he likes to jump on an 0-0 fastball.
I think it's a great approach.
Right.
I think he does it because it's something he needs to do to be a good, effective player.
Yep.
I think it's a great approach.
I just want to run down the list real quick. Kyle Manzardo's a -1. Carlos Santana's a -1. Angel Martinez is a -2. David Fry is a -3. Nolan Jones is a -3. Bo Naylor is a -4. Stephen Kwan is a -4. And Brian Rocchio is a -6. And I didn't even put Rodriguez or Hedges on here because it doesn't even matter.
Memo to the league. Please
throw
us more change-ups. Throw us more change-ups. We need more change-ups. Clearly,
I think they should throw more
Clearly,
fastballs.
you're cheating and not throwing us enough change-ups.
It's unbelievable. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I really think it's time we have a serious discussion about a AAA outfielder. Stick around. If you're serious about your game, you've got to check out 44 Pro. They make fully customizable baseball or softball gear made with pro-level quality. And the best part? You design it your way. From colors to stitching, every detail is yours to choose. And here's a bonus. Use the code DHGUARDS25. That's DHGUARDS25 and get 25% off now through the end of July. Order today and get great custom gear delivered right to your door. Click the link in the episode description below and start creating your gear. 44 Pro. Custom is better. And we're back. The tides are starting to turn, and I'm worried. I'm worried that he's not going to get a shot.
Come on. You're telling me we don't call up minor leaguers?
Well, so here's the issue.
I think we do.
Petey Halpin.
It takes a few years, but I think we call him up eventually.
I think Petey Halpin has earned the right to be called up.
I agree with Petey Halpin. I agree.
Listen, I love Petey Halpin. I don't think he's spectacular. He's not an ultra toolsy player, but he does things very well.
Okay.
He's only 23 years old.
Here's my.
But
let me throw in something for Petey Halpin.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, listen. I have been talking about Petey Halpin all season. All right. The reason why I've been talking about Petey Halpin. Petey Halpin has 1,700 minor league at bats. Folks, I know it sounds like
disgusting.
I'm joking there, like I'm making an exaggerated joke. That's not a lie. He's 23, and he has 1,700 minor league at bats. From an organizational standpoint, all right, you at the very least at this point owe him a shot to come up and play. Not to mention the fact that, yes, he was out of high school a little small. He was kind of skinny. He was kind of, he's a toolsy guy, but he was young. He was very young. And it took him quite a few years to get to where his body is ready to be a big league player, his mentality, his approach at the plate. So he's literally in AAA now for the second year, I think. He's in AAA. He is one of our younger players in AAA at 23, by the way, and he is having the best year of his minor league career. I mean, he's done nothing but improve. He's done nothing but put the work in, improve, paid the price with 1,700 minor league at-bats. Now, my theory is he is so used to being a minor league hitter now, he's finally gotten used to it, that he won't, I don't know if he'll be able to make the transition. 1,700 bats is a lot to break free of that and move up a competition level. That's my argument against the way we treat our minor leaguers in the first place. Is why would I want them to compete at this level when I need them to play at this level? So he should have been up a long time ago if you believed in him. So I'm assuming they don't if they left him down for 1,700 bats. But he deserves the opportunity to come up and decide for himself in his career whether he plays or not.
Yeah, he's this year. It's interesting because I think he's hitting something like 256 on the year, so it's nothing crazy. You're not going to see like a high level contact
but he understands,
ability.
He understands the strike zone. He takes walks. He's
carrying a 772 OPS this year.
Yep.
And he's found a little bit of extra power. He's got 31 extra base hits on the year.
And he's a plus defensive outfielder.
Yep. Plus defensive center fielder.
Yep.
He has 10 home runs. I think that puts him on pace for somewhere around 18 or 19 home runs for the year. 4 triples, 17 doubles.
But you owe it to him.
Things
1,700 minor league at bats. You owe him an opportunity. The organization. Listen. You've treated players horribly. This is one of the most egregious at 23. So give him a shot. Give the kid a shot. Let him come up and play.
I think an interesting thing about Petey Halpin is you can kind of look at him in the mold of like a Stephen Kwan, right? Not a highly regarded prospect. The only reason Stephen Kwan was even called up in the first place was due to injuries, due to necessity.
And
otherwise,
place, and putting up numbers like he was at the right place, right time.
Right. Yeah. Otherwise, you're probably looking at 2,000 career minor league at bats for Stephen Kwan.
Oh God, yeah.
because he's not a flashy
if
guy.
If he wouldn't have been hot at the right time in the minor leagues, he may still be down there.
Yeah, but you could see potentially a guy like Petey Halpin make a similar jump. Obviously, he's not going to be a Stephen Kwan. His contact ability is not there. But you could see things translate. The extra base hits, the gap to gap stuff translates. If you're able to establish that you can hit a fastball, which even at our major league level, a lot of guys haven't established that they can hit the fastball. But I think Petey Halpin has enough of that you could potentially see success in the major leagues that you didn't necessarily see in the minor leagues. And that's all about making the adjustments once you get there. But he has to get there.
Now, I'll throw this out to Petey Halpin's defense, okay? You guys all know how I feel about his 1,700 minor league at-bats, okay? So, from a confidence standpoint, when they've left you rot in AAA for 2 years and AA and High A for as long as he was, when they let you do that and to the tune of 1,700 at-bats, you don't have a high confidence level that the team believes in you. So if he comes up and doesn't play with great confidence, don't be surprised, because that's an organizational issue that the Guardians have not worked out. They haven't figured out how to create confidence in these talented minor league players. They pretty much just let them sit down there and suffer through these god-awful numbers of at-bats and tell them to work on things when there's nothing left to work on. Like 1,700 bats isn't working on something. 1,700 bats is a punishment. It's not you're working on anything. You're being punished. So I don't expect him to come up and play, but I hope he does. I hope he comes up and proves them all wrong.
For comparison's sake, I think he has the opportunity to be what we wanted Will Brennan to be. Kind of a gap-to-gap guy who finds a little bit more power as he matures. And, a plus center fielder. So, just give him a shot. Give him his shot and see where it goes. You just never know what you have. And I do think it would have to wait until after the trade deadline. Because regardless, I think they're going to have to make moves on someone. Maybe not a trade, maybe a DFA candidate.
I don't think they're going to move anybody.
Even if they don't,
I think you're holding out hope for something that's not going to happen.
Even if they don't move anybody, there are potentially some DFA candidates on this roster. So let's move on to another AAA outfielder, Chase DeLauder. I don't know if you've heard of him.
If you haven't,
we're still not sure if he actually exists. I've never seen him.
We've seen him plenty of times. You watch him every night almost.
It's possible that he is AI generated at this point.
Listen. Here's what we know.
So real quick,
the front office just hopes Chase DeLauder cools off. That's what they hope.
So Chase DeLauder, he was scratched from the lineup on Saturday, and everyone went into a panic. There were only two ways that it could have gone. One being that Chase DeLauder was injured. The other being that he was going to be called up. Then again, why would they have called him up for one game before the break? I don't know. But, it's social media. People were going crazy. Then reports surfaced that there was no injury, and the organization just wanted to give him more time off before the break. And then the next day, this morning, on Sunday, new reports came out that confirmed wrist soreness. I guess he was hit on the wrist during batting practice in the cage at some point.
So they're just
dealing with it. They're just being
cautious.
Out of an abundance of caution.
And it's the All-Star break. Give him a few days extra rest. No big deal.
This does, however, mean we probably don't see him on the 18th.
I have to tell you, I don't think. Listen, again, you're only 4.5 games behind the wild card. I don't believe for 1 second you see Chase DeLauder come up until we fall out of the wild card contention. I think that's when you see Chase DeLauder come up and get at bats. Shame on the front office for that.
You know, a good organization,
because
would
he
view
could help
him.
us win the wild card.
Yeah, absolutely.
So shame on them for that. But I think they are going to stand pat with control time, and they are going to use their business plan here, and he will not be up until it's too late.
A good organization would use a guy like that as a spark to ignite the offense and make a little run here at the wild card. But we're not dealing with a good organization. So that option is off the table.
And to be honest with you, just from the chatter of the coaching staff and the front office and everybody, you know, we're all pulling together. We like our dugout. We like our guys in our dugout.
That's part of the problem is they believe the company line.
I think they have solidified in the dugout the company line. We're going to work through this together. We're all going to be through this. So no, he would not be a spark. He would be actually 180 degree, but what you're being told by the coaching staff and the front office now if you brought him in.
Exactly.
So now they've created a situation in their own locker room.
They'd be viewed as hypocritical and the whole thing.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't
and
think
that's on them.
Happen.
Again, this is another thing that comes back to bite them.
So once again, we're going to leave guys just to rot in AAA for as many at-bats as we can shove down their throats until they can't hit Major League pitching because they've never seen Major League pitching.
And the beauty of it is...
What competition level do you want them to play at? AAA? Okay, let's go win some AAA championships because that's what we're going to be good at, winning AAA games.
And the beauty of it is now the excuse was they need to build him up. They want to get him playing 5 days a week, and they got him to 3 games, and then they got him to 4 games, and then they got him. Oh, they didn't quite get him to 5. So they're probably going to start him back over at 3 because he's about to take a week off. So, you know, that week off is it's gonna get him out of game shape. So, got to start that process all over again.
We are beating the front office.
Yeah, we are. And you know what? At this point,
but we're not the only ones.
At this point, if he can't stay healthy, maybe you can't bring him up.
I got to be honest with you. For me, it's a competition level thing. Like, so we were watching the drafts. The draft started a little while ago. We're filming this. We're taping the show on a Sunday night. Draft started a little while ago, and I'm listening to the analysts talk at the desk, and it's the same old crew from MLB Network. They're all Yankee fan and Dodger fans, and you know they all say the same things over and over again.
And Harold Reynolds, by the way, is one of the worst analysts, but he's like the face of everything.
Listen. You've heard our show. We're not going to critique anybody else's analysts.
I'm sorry. Throw me on that show. I'm not going to be that bad. I'll probably be pretty bad, but I'm not going to be as bad as Harold Reynolds.
We're not trying to critique anybody. But the reality of it is just listening to these guys spew the same things over and over again. So a bunch of high school shortstops are taken at the top of the first round, and and they're talking about, oh yeah, and you got to work this guy through, and you got to give him a bunch of at bats in the minors, and I'm going. You know what? I have watched that same attitude about minor league players happen over and over again. And the reality is the guys who have fast-tracked to Major League Baseball and played at that competition level for the longest are the most successful. Every single time. Every single time. And the guys who just sat until they were 25, 26 years old in the minor leagues just turn into role players at best if they can catch on with a team. It's a trap to listen to these guys talk, to listen to these old analysts, these old. That's all it is old news. Stop talking like that. Listen, Travis Bazzana, our own Travis Bazzana, who was overall number one pick last year's draft. There is zero chance when he comes back. He's out injured right now, and they have him in Double-A. There is zero chance he plays. If I am running, there's no chance he's playing another game that's below Triple-A. No chance. I want him to compete at the highest level possible. I want to push his boundaries, make him work to compete against better players, more experienced players. I don't want him to sit in Double-A where he's better than half the league and just look good. For what? What are you working on there? No, get him to AAA, and if he gets hot in AAA, bring him up. Bring him up and let him play. He's a competitor, man. He's an elite hitter.
He's got no
elite competitor.
No injury
Get him
history.
up.
This
Let
was
him
a
play.
freak thing. There's no reason why he shouldn't already be in AAA.
He should have started in AA. It said they put him in high A last year for an entire season.
Ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
Speaking of Travis Bazzano, he in his 5 Arizona games, his Arizona Complex League games, he's got a 893 OPS. I would imagine that he'll be placed back with his affiliate after the break.
AAA. AAA. Should be AAA. Should be Columbus.
We know it's not going to happen.
It should be.
We know it isn't going to happen.
Flat out should be Columbus. If he goes anywhere else but Columbus, it's a waste of our time.
He'll most likely be back in Akron, and he should be there out of the break. Obliques are a little tricky. I don't know how. I've never had an oblique issue, but I hear that they kind of linger for a little while. And he's got a pretty violent upper half, so I would imagine that plays into his return time. And they'll probably slow play him as soon as they place him with an affiliate.
Wait, we're gonna slow play.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Minor league. Oh wow.
Wild.
What
Well, they have
about
an
top
excuse
prospects?
now.
We're gonna slow play our top prospect.
They have a legitimate excuse now.
That would be a shocker if we slow play
So
the top prospect.
They'll give him the old Chase DeLauder treatment and have to build him back up to playing every day before they consider sending him to AAA. Another one I want to talk about.
By the way, building up, David Fry.
Yeah, David. Yeah, exactly.
Took about 15 swings in AAA and was back up the
that one.
So I don't think you have to really build up.
Here he is playing every other day.
Yeah, playing every other day. He's not hitting well, but he's playing
down.
every other day.
George Valera is also in Arizona. Now, I just need to say, George Valera to the Arizona Complex League is what Anakin Skywalker was to the younglings at the Jedi Temple.
Okay, that's not cool.
I'm
that's
just saying.
Very good.
Listen.
What kind of
when George Valera steps foot?
Is that?
When George Valera steps foot
Where's
in
Harold
the Arizona
Reynolds when you
Complex
need
League, Harold Reynolds doesn't have anything on me. If when George Valera steps foot in the Arizona Complex League, every single 17, 18, 19-year-old kid goes, you know what? Maybe I don't have a future in this game. Because we're looking at a kid who's never got his shot.
Yeah, but they're
and
playing
he is
against
doing
a grown
this.
man. George Valera is another 1,700 at bat minor league guy for us who's 26 years old or whatever he is now.
I think he's 24.
It's ridiculous.
25, yeah, maybe.
He's been in the minors forever.
He's carrying a .459 average and a 1.338 OPS with 4 home runs in 11 games in the Arizona Complex. There's no reason for him to rehab there. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
Makes no sense. You should just let him play rehab games in Columbus.
Absolutely. Go play in Columbus.
This is potentially the last year that he's going to be in your organization. No, I take that back. This is the last year because you signed him to a minor league free agent deal. This is the last year he's going to be in your organization if he doesn't get a shot.
Quite frankly, when Thomas went down and we didn't have a right fielder who could hit, he should have already been up.
Well, they waited. They waited how long to put Thomas on the injured list?
He was hurt and all that stuff, and you had to send him to Arizona to rehab. But I'm sorry, dude. There's no reason for this guy not to be up already.
George Valera and Juan Brito, they have no reason to play more AAA baseball.
No.
None. At all. Whether they succeed in the major leagues or not, they have no reason
and that's the
to play
point.
AAA baseball.
They're not working on anything.
You don't know what
1,700
you
bats, you're
have.
not still working on things.
Right.
That's why he goes to the AAA complex. A guy who couldn't make it to the major leagues.
He goes to
the Arizona
Yeah.
complex and hits .459. He wasn't working on anything.
It's absurd.
He doesn't need to work on anything. He is who he is.
So, take that for what you will. That's kind of our minor league outlook as of right now. So we'll take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to do a little rundown. Some interesting reports surfaced this morning. We'll go into detail about that when we come back. Buying tickets shouldn't feel like a game of hidden fees and surprise markups. That's why we use TickPick. Whether it's concerts, sports, or theater, TickPick makes it easy to find great seats at fair prices without those sneaky service fees. What you see is what you pay. It's fast, it's easy, and honestly, it's the only trustworthy site to buy tickets. All you have to do is find the link in the episode description and start saving. It's really that simple with TickPick. Same seats, better prices. Back for our final segment. Let's do a little rundown here. This morning, or I guess this weekend, reports surfaced that the Guardians have informed teams they won't be moving their top relief arms, meaning Emmanuel Clase and Cade Smith. Now,
Exactly.
a few things.
They have no reason to. They have no reason to move them now.
According to their organizational philosophy now, I'm sure they're thinking, hey, we're still in the hunt because we're not totally out of it.
4.5 games out of the wild card.
Mathematically still in it.
We're mathematically still in it. We're not trading our top 2 relievers.
This could be a few different things, okay? They could truly believe that they're on their way to turning things around and getting back in the playoff race. They could. By all means, they could totally believe that. I don't think they should believe that, but that's just me. Who am I? I don't work in a front office. This could also be leverage in trade negotiations. Hey, you guys aren't giving us anything that we want. So guess what? They're off the market. Maybe they're hoping teams call back in a couple days and say, hey, listen, we know you're taking them off the market, but maybe we'll add this pot sweetener to the deal. What do you think? But also, like we talked about, this could just be them holding out for more value this winter. If they believe that the value is in the offseason, then that's when they're going to do the deal. I
can tell you this. The teams who would be likely to want a Class A. All right, listen, Cade Smith isn't going anywhere. All right, he's under too much. For the money he gets paid and the control, you would literally have to give up your whole farm system to get Cade Smith.
Cade Smith is your contingency plan when you move Emmanuel Clase.
Now, you could move Clase. It doesn't, again, from a standpoint of, you believe you could still get back into the wild card, you're not going to move Clase. But if you were, the teams who would be interested in Emmanuel Clase at this point would be the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Mets,
the Cubs,
and quite frankly, I'm not helping any of them win a World Series. I'm not doing it. There's zero chance of me helping any of those teams win a World Series.
But again, it comes back to if you as an organization still feel like you're in it, then you're just not going to make a move.
Again, if things fall apart, right, and we realize this team, we have no chance of winning with this team as is,
well,
then during the offseason, you can move Class A for half of someone's minor league farm system.
You got to know in the next 2 weeks. I know that. The deadline is coming quick.
I just can't believe anyone would throw, to move Class A right now, the deal that you would have to make would be
astronomical.
Because he's on a very team-friendly contract.
Think Juan Soto.
And he may be the most dominant closer in baseball.
Think Juan Soto deal when he was dealt to San Diego. That much of an overpay.
Yeah, you're overpaying for him at the trade deadline for sure. And if we didn't ask for that kind of, because we don't have to trade him. That's the thing. The way it's lined up, we're still in the hunt. So the team that calls me, I'm going, guys, I'm only 4.5 out of the wild card. Why would I trade the best closer in baseball 4.5 out? You need to give me everything I ever wanted in my entire dream of building a minor league system.
And that could happen. That could very well happen if the Dodgers go, hey, we want a three-peat. We're not just looking to go back-to-back. We want a three-peat. Emmanuel Clase is under control for a long time.
Oh, a few more years, yeah.
So they could view that as a situation where he's going to add more value to them over the next 2 years than a Josue DePaula or, any one of their top prospects, that Hope, that other outfielder. So you never know. It could be there. And I'm just going to keep plugging.
Listen,
I'm going to keep plugging that Dodgers move because that's the one that I want.
I don't think it's going to happen. Do I think they're going to go get a closer? Yep. Do I think it's going to be from us? Sure. No, I do not, because I think
time will tell.
I think we're going to stand pat past the All-Star break, and then we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think they're going to ride this out winter. We might make trades over the winter with some of these guys, but I got to tell you,
this winter could be big.
If we pulled off a trade with Clase or a Quan or a Cade Smith or someone like that during the up to this, I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked considering the circumstance. I'd be shocked.
Right. That would mean that they fully punted on this year, and they're looking for pieces that can build in 26, 27, 28.
Which completely contradicts everything we've done up to this point so far this year.
Yep.
Completely contradicts it.
So
I can't imagine they would do that.
Who knows at this point? I do know that the Philly beat writers are no longer including Cleveland in their trade packages. So take that.
They tried though. They gave it to listen. The big market reporters, they go all in when they want a trade deal. When they think a player could help their team, they go all in with the rumors that it's happening and it's going to happen.
They're like, "Hey, man, listen, if this guy's struggling in our minor league system right now, we want your best closer."
If LA wants a guy, man, they go all in to get him. If New York wants a guy, they go all in.
A couple things I want to touch on real quick. We already talked about Jose deciding not to play in the All-Star game. I think it's a great move. It does leave Quan there by himself, which kind of sucks.
Great move, not great. Listen, it doesn't matter.
It's good for him.
I think the other
it's good
players
for him, and
in the
he
league,
deserves to make that decision.
Yes, I think the other players in the league love Jose Ramirez. I think they love having him at the All-Star game.
Yep.
But I think it wears on you in a sense where, okay, we are not playing our best baseball. He, at this point in the season, is not playing his best baseball. So I think he's saying, okay, hold on. I've been here. I've done that. I have to drag my family there. You got to get tickets for everybody. You got to get it's a lot of work for a player to go do this and get it done and get your family there. And he's got kids and So I think I think he just wants to relax. I think it's not a slight against the All-Star game. But it doesn't mean he's done the home run derby. He's done everything. He's done everything you can do. So, yeah, I don't think it's a slight to anything as far as the All-Star game goes or the honor of being selected. I think it's this is what's best for me right now in my career right now to just take a break for a minute.
And he fully deserves it. Also, if Junior Caminero wins the home run derby, oh boy, I may find a tall building.
Why?
Wouldn't that just be the culmination of bad moves that the Guardians have made?
Well, now,
that's all. We'll leave it at that.
Come on.
One more thing.
But again, you take it out of context. What was the circumstance?
Well,
for that deal,
they moved for an arm that didn't pan out, and then did pan out in Milwaukee.
Yeah,
so
I get it, but what was he doing?
Nothing.
He was
so
doing
special
nothing in our minor league system.
Nothing at all.
We were ready to bring him up. Right.
Yeah, I get it.
So
I get it. I'm just saying, watching him in the home run derby is going to be really difficult.
I know. There's a former
because we need a shortstop.
There's a former Guardian minor leaguer playing first base for Tampa Bay. There's a former Guardian minor leaguer playing third base
There is a failed
Tyler Freeman's tearing it up for Colorado.
We
got a guy playing third base for the Blue Jays.
There's a failed former Cleveland baseball player playing in every organization that is finding success. No, I'm just kidding. That's not actually
true,
happening.
But there's a handful of them out there.
That's not actually happening.
There's a handful of them out there, but Junior really wasn't one of the guys at the top of our prospect list. So,
So real quick, I do want to go over our final week giveaway. Thank you all so much for interacting with us through the 4 weeks of giveaways. It was a lot of fun. The new followers, thank you so much. The subscribers, that's incredible. Thank you. So the final week giveaway winner, the winner of the Chase DeLauder autograph card, Cassandra Mish, at Cassandra_Mish on Twitter. Shoot me a message.
Congratulations, Cassandra.
Congratulations. Shoot me a message on Twitter at Don't Mess It Up or at DH_guards.
And save that card, Cassandra, because in about 1,000 minor league at-bats from now, we might get a look at Chase DeLauder.
We may get a couple of days with Chase DeLauder next year or the year after. Who knows at this point? So thank you guys so much for listening. Please like, subscribe, favorite, rate, or review, depending on your platform of choice. And don't be afraid to interact. You can find us on YouTube, Amazon, Spotify, Apple, or wherever else you listen to your podcasts. Thank you to everyone again who entered our 4 weeks of giveaways. We appreciate you all more than you know. We finally have some time to relax. The team can't hurt us for a few days.
All-Star break.
That's a beautiful thing.
Let's go.
We can't lose. Well, can we? No.
Unless
Okay,
Quan
good.
gets hurt in the All-Star game.
Oh boy. New fear unlocked.
That's the only way we can lose.
Wouldn't that just be an exclamation mark on the season?
Oh boy.
So go enjoy the All-Star game, the Derby, and everything else in between. And until next time, have fun, stay safe, and as always, go Guards.
See ya.